Hi, my name's Lance, and this is the Indigo Nights podcast where I express some of my creative writing to you once a week. So, this is a little bit of a creative writing challenge. So, I'm actually challenging myself to write something week by week, which is a little bit tricky. I think if you're a writer, you might be able to resonate a little bit with me here. Creating that writing habit where you do something every week, you do find some resistance at some point. So I have been finding a little bit of resistance. I also shared a video recently on social media. It was a little bit about writer's block, and it was something that really resonated with me. So I just want to kind of share what I kind of got out of that. And that's about writer's block and what it kind of is. And what I resonate with that video was, and I'll share it on the Indigo Nights Facebook group. So what that video meant to me was that writer's block is a fear of writing something that you don't really like. And sometimes when you've been writing for a while and you've seen other people impressed by your writing, you kind of want to keep delivering the same sort of at the same sort of level that people have been impressed by in the past. That's really tricky to do. A lot of people aren't willing to write through their kind of average stuff and stuff like that. So it's real tricky to get comfortable with what you're doing, even though it's not always great. And you can consistently write week by week by week, but it's really hard to be consistently great. And you'll notice that a lot of songwriters and stuff, you know, their album, they might drop an album once a year or something like that. And when they drop an album once a year, you don't realize in those they've done 12 songs, but there's actually been maybe 100 that haven't been released. So anyway, without any further ado, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about what this is to me. And yes, it is a little bit of a challenge. It's it's habit forming, and I'm trying to create a positive habit right here. So I'm at week 5 now. I've had quite a bit of resistance. I had a little bit of resistance last week for week 4, and I kind of did think about, what if I missed a week? What would that be like? What would that feel like? Would anyone miss out on it? Do I have many people following this journey at this stage? And these are all little excuses that your mind's coming up with. So I've managed to discipline myself into getting a video out still, even though I've been confronted with all these little excuses that I've made. Even the excuses that are, I'm not feeling really creative today. I don't have a good idea to run with. I don't know what to write about. These are all just excuses. Sometimes you just need to sit down and write something. So I've written something for this week. I'm not going to talk much more, and I'll talk about it a little bit with you afterwards, and then I'll catch you next week, I guess. So I'm naming this one Habits. So it's a little bit about what I've been talking about with you. It's called Habits. Let me express it to you. I'm feeling the push to give in and melt. Loosen the belt. Feel them feels like they scream to be felt. It feels like rewarding myself. I'm doing fine. I can do what I want. I give in to the taunt. I take more of the sickness and say thanks for the assistance. I want to do the dance. I don't feel no resistance. Days flicker past like a revolving door. What's another instance? It's what's in front of me, not what's in the distance. It's there all the time. It nags me. It's the weight in my bag. I don't want to pick it up, but it's all that I have. It's what makes me good enough. I don't like it. It's what I believe. It's for what comes tomorrow, but today I don't need. It's what makes me stronger. It's planting the seed. It's what hurts when I fall to my knees. It's not liking the sound. It's what weighs me down. That's what sets me free. It's getting back up. Sitting down feels like safety. I should be walking on and seeing where it takes me. It's what I don't do that breaks me. I need to break the habit of being lazy. There we have it, guys. That's this week's episode. It's called Habits. So, thinking about the writing style here, I wrote 2 verses. It's kind of like a poem. It's kind of that black and white style where you talk relatively about one side of things and then you talk relatively about the other side of things. So in this one, I'm talking about the bad habit that's giving into your urges, whatever they may be. I made a specific point not to mention, whether it's drinking or whatever, or whether it's watching entertainment on TV, because bad habits can be super big, whatever it is. It's just the cushioning feeling of not doing anything that we all love, and we can create those habits very easily. And then you've got creating positive habits that actually make your life better, but you kind of feel resistance and you want to put them off. So in the first verse, just like whatever your bad habit might be, you kind of thinking about what's in front of me, not what's in the distance. It's got a lot to do with feelings. So, you feel the push to kind of just do what you want. It feels like rewarding yourself, you kind of go, oh, I deserve to be a little bit naughty tonight. It could even be chocolate, couldn't it? And you're on some weight loss plan. And I referred to it as in, I take more of the sickness, because I think that's what it is, because it doesn't make you, it rewards you in the short term, but it's not going to help you flourish in the long term. So in a way, it's kind of like, it's a plant that's probably starting to wilt rather than heading towards a blossom. So anyway, that first verse is, I want to do the dance. I feel no resistance. I just want to be playful. I don't want to put in work. And habits like this are very easy, and they can be a bit damaging. All right, that's that verse. Second verse, like I said, it's a bit of a yin yang kind of poetry this week. That's me kind of saying, it nags you. It's a bit of a weight to hold. Sometimes you don't want to pick it up. But, it's what makes your friends see the best in you when they kind of see you kind of in your element doing your game. It's what you believe you should be doing, because sometimes when you're not doing it, you still believe. You kind of go, I know what I should be doing. So it's for what comes tomorrow, but today I don't need. You kind of understand that, a lot of this stuff isn't very rewarding in the short term. And that's what hard work, is like. Sometimes I've heard about artists and or people on YouTube and stuff like that. They understand that, you got to put in a heap of hours that you never get paid for until that moment that you tick over and then you get successful. You got to do a lot of free hours, but it can be rewarding in the long term, because anything that you do consistently does evolve. That's what I believe. So that's what the second verse is about. It's about doing what you should be doing, trying to create a habit, doing what you don't feel like doing, but you believe you should. So that's it. At the end, I kind of round up. You got 2 parts to the argument, or it's not really an argument. You got how one habit might feel and how creating a positive habit might feel, and acknowledging at the end that it's what you don't do that's going to set you up for failure, not what you do. And the realization that, I want to create a habit of some sort, but being lazy, that's a habit that I don't want to encourage. Anyway, that's it for this week. Hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of the podcast. I'm going to do my best to deliver another one next week. And if you've got any time up your sleeves, I'd love it if you could find us on Instagram or Spotify or iTunes, more importantly, and check out our music. Fringe Mellow. Type in Fringe Mellow and you'll find our music on those platforms. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you could like and subscribe this video, or subscribe to this channel and like this video, that helps a little bit as well. All the best. Hear from me next week.